Hello everyone, welcome for this new tutorial. Today we'll have a look on how to model a shoal of fish. So the first thing we'll do is modeling the fish, and this will be what we will do into this video. It might be a series of 3 or 4 videos to make everything well. So let's go for the first thing. Here we would like to use an image. And so I did find something on internet here. So this is what we have. It's a sea base, and I would like for this to have transparency on my image. Okay, so it will be important to have alpha around, and it has to be saved into PNG, and we will use that into Blender. So it will help us to create something low poly and use the transparency of the image to give the details. And yeah, it will be easier to manage like that. So for the workflow I show you, it will be the best if you want to make your own fish. So let's go for that. To insert an image inside Blender, first of all, you need an empty scene. So I will just remove everything by selecting with A, and with X I will remove everything. Now I have to import my image into Blender as a reference. And what you can do for that, you just go there into your folder and click and drag the image inside Blender, and it will give you directly this image ready to use. So what we will do now, we'll rename this as a reference, okay? And here we will place our image well. So with Alt G, Alt R, we will remove any rotation and any location on the object. And what I would like is that on view 3, so the side view with numpad 5 to be in orthographic view, I would like my head, the head of the fish here and the tail over there. So what I will do, I will make a rotation RZ 90 degrees and RY 90 degrees again, and like that. Inside view, I have the fish like I want. We will tweak a few things inside the options of the image here, and we can enable transparency, remove a little of it, of the opacity here. Like this, we will see the image on our background, but it will not disturb too much in the view. And that's it. We can use it as it is now. Good. So what I would like to make my life simpler here, and to not select this object, now it's here, and I would like to not move. I would like this object to not move. So just here, I will enable the possibility or of select the object, and like this I can just disable this, and I'm sure that I cannot select this object by mistake. Okay, so the first thing we'll do, we'll add a circle. This circle, we really want to make something not too high poly. So here for number of vertices, we would like something 16 will be good. Maybe 12 could be even good, but let's take 15. Let's take 16. And for that, why we would like something low poly? Because it will be, our model will be duplicated as a shoal. So after we will have maybe 2000 fishes, and it will be easier if you have a low poly version of it. So that's why we plan to do that. Now in edit mode here, I will enter in edit mode with tab, and then inside view, I can start my modeling. So I just, with R 90 degrees, put it straight like that, and with S and G, I will just put it over there in the beginning of the head, okay? So just be sure that the model will fit inside the pixels of the image for this part of the body, okay? And then after, what you can do is make E, Y, and scale, move it a little. Okay, so this is the first way of doing things. And then E again, and S, okay? And it gives you something. So it works well, and you will follow all the body until the tail here. But what you can do too, and something that I found easier with experience, is just make a big extrude until the tail over there. And scale it down to have, the global shape of it. Okay, put it well inside. And then after you can use Ctrl-R to add loops between that. So this technique is useful because it helps you to have regularity between the loops. The distance will be the same between the loops. And then after you just have to select loop by loop by selecting with Alt-click and S. For this one, I even don't have to move. And S again, and maybe GZ if I need. And like that, I will just follow the curve of the body of the fish, more or less. Okay, so here just a little GZ to stay inside, and again S. This one was centered. S again. Perfect. And like this, you are sure that you have the same distance between the loops. And that's why it's a very good technique to understand. Okay? Good, so we follow this. You can from time to time to go into wireframe mode with Z and follow this with transparency mode. Wireframe mode, okay? And we continue this technique. Just make S, select the loop and make S again. Okay, and make S. Good. And now what we have is the body of the fish. So now if we turn around this body shape, we have something very thick when we watch it from top view here, and we would like something less thick. So what I will do, I will select everything, and by making SX, I will make the body thinner. Okay, far better already. And we will continue the modeling with the tail now. Maybe we can take this shape and even make it a little thinner by enable here the proportional editing. When I will make SX now, you can see that I have this kind of influence there. I can use the scroll of the mouse to increase or decrease this influence. I will take something like that just to have something thinner than before. Okay, perfect. So now I have the part that I want, and I would like to continue the modeling of the tail. So it will be really thin over there, but as we will use the transparency of the image after, we don't want to model off the little crease, all the little creases that we have here. So we just have to go over it. And to make this global shape, we will just make a big E, a big S, without the proportional editing like that. Okay. And yeah, kind of create a kind of V shape, and with wireframe mode we can select with B all this part over there, make a G to put it well, maybe scale it up a little. It has to be just after, this kind of precise shape that we have here, and over there we will make the same thing. So just with S and G we will put it there, and we will have kind of V shape over there. Now we can use with Ctrl-R, we can add more loops, and just there's loops here. Maybe I did forget something. I will go on top view first. And I will make SX to make it really thin. Okay, almost nothing. Okay, after we'll come back to close this part. But first of all, we will make Ctrl-R, add 3 loops. And when we have the 3 loops, we can come back here and make SZ and G. And like that, we will follow the global shape of the tail. just be careful to keep your geometry inside here. It's important for the rest. The part that will be outside has really to be the thin part like this. Okay, so I continue over there, SZ and G and SZ again, almost down. A bigger one here. Okay, we are good to go, more or less. So I do it quickly. You can make it more precise than me, but yeah, as it's for recording, I don't take too much time over it. So what I will do now, I will join these two vertices over there into one. So to make this, I make SX0, okay? And by making SX0, I did put these vertices into the same line, just like that. So now when I select the entire loop, I can remove the doubles by using M by distance, and it will just remove 7 vertices over there. And like this, I just have only one vertex now. Okay, so it made kind of merge over there. Good, so we have the first part, the body and the tail. Now we will continue until here for modeling the head. So a good technique to use, as well as we did a little to create the body and the tail, we will just make a big extrude here and take here more or less, just think about the size of the mouth over there. And so what I will do, I will just select this, make a rotation, not an extrusion, a rotation. Okay, just to put it into the right place. And then with B again, make a rotation, and just with G, I will put it into the right place over there, more or less, to follow the shape of the mouth. And here I will just maybe put it more in the corner like this. It will be inside the geometry. That's what we want. We would like really to be inside the fish pixels, the image of the pixels of the image behind. Now what we will do, we'll add some loops, maybe this or this. What can we use the most? I would say that this will be good. We don't have to add a lot. Okay, and then after, just with S, Z, and G, we will kind of try to match as much as possible the shape of the head, just like that. Okay, so what I plan to is to have a loop after for the eyes. So I try to make the vertices here, and to let one space between these two loops here, just with SZ and G, it will be okay. And SZ. Okay, so this loop is far more inside. SZ again. Good, and now we have the shape more or less that we want. Okay, so we would like now to close the mouth here, and to make this we will focus only into this loop, and to do that we will just with Ctrl Y remove all the rest, just hide it with H. Okay, like this we'll focus only on that one. And what we will do starting this, we will make a ES. We'll put back our geometry like that, go into the side view. Sometimes it has to follow and to be inside like this. Okay, good. And then after, what we would like to is to create a kind of hole inside. So we will make a ES, just like this, maybe SZ a little. Just like so, will be okay. And ES again, and put it a little further, somewhere here. Okay, so now we would like to create kind of organic shape, and to close this geometry first. So we could use, for example, to close it, we could use here the Ctrl F grid fill, and it will make quads just over there. But you can see that by default, it's not really the good value. So we'll go to grid field here and use the offset and the number of span to have the good geometry. But you can see that it doesn't follow and it doesn't match really well. I would like something straight here. So when you see that it doesn't work really well with this, or even with simple blending, it doesn't make the work. What I will do, I will just make Ctrl Y again and H to focus only on this part. And I can even remove the reference here for a time and follow what I will do here like that. So now I can create a face with these 4 vertices, and starting there's 2 vertices, I will create other faces here and another one over there, just with F, just like that. And then with Ctrl R, I will add a new loop, and like this, here I have this in, in solid view, I have this for now, and now I can close this part and close that part. Good. So now starting this, I can come back with the rest of my geometry with Alt H, and by selecting just the center here and make Ctrl plus, you will have, maybe I will select a little more than this. There's 3 ones, up, Ctrl plus, again, give me what I want. Okay, good. So Ctrl minus now, the goal is to have just this selection inside, and with right click, and I will make it with transparency enable. With right click, I can use here the smooth vertices to make a kind of more organic shape. I can use the repeat time here over there, and I have finished the place here. Good. If you want, it's not mandatory at this point, but if you want, you can use here, you can select these 2 loops with edges, this one and that one, and with Ctrl B, you make kind of more organic shape at this point if you want. Okay, and like this, you have the shape of the mouse that is ready now. Now we would like to create a very simple eye, and for that we will go there into transparency mode, in edit mode here, come back with the reference image, and we will have these vertices that we can use. Maybe I will just go into this mode. There's here there's faces that we can use to match here the shape of the eye, more or less. We have only 6 vertices there. We would like something really low poly, so I prefer to do that. So I will remove this geometry, okay, by removing these faces. Now I will come back here. You can see in non-transparency mode I have this. I will select this loop now, and with here in preferences, just go into loop tool to search here this add-on that you will have to enable to make this operation. You make a right click, loop tool, and you will have the circle option. So now I can match this circle as much as I can with S and G with the original eye. Okay, maybe a little rotation of it. Good. So here, as you can see, we don't have the same thing into the other side, but we will manage it later. I will just make a ES one time, a ES again, select these 2 vertices, and with F, I will close this part. Now I will select the vertices here, and with Alt S, I will put them a little inside. Like this, we have a shape of eye, really low poly, but we have something. And we would like to have exactly the same thing into the other side as well. So I will select everything, and I will use here into mesh Symmetrize. Okay, so by default, it takes this side and transform the other side. What we want is to make the inverse. So we will go there from plus X to negative X. Good. And now we have the same thing here. Next step will be here, there's fine parts that we would like to model. To model this, we have several solutions. If you are really into keep only only quads into your model. So the technique that I will use is not the good thing because it will make one triangle, so it's not that good. But here, what you can use if you really want to model this like that, you can select, for example, these vertices with quads only, and this is the technique for quads only, and make a GG, okay. And then after you make exactly the same thing, and then you will have a surface that you can extrude there on top and make it less thick and less thick until the end. Okay, it's a solution, but I don't like the edge flow that it gives usually. So I prefer to do that actually. So what I will do, I will just put here the beginning of it really well placed. So I will go into the proportional editing, and with G, just by selecting this vertex, I will put it really in the beginning. And just like that, I will make the same thing over there. Like this, it doesn't really kill the flow of the vertices that we have already. Now I can go from here to there with Control, and I have my line. Control click, and I have my line over there. And with Control B, just Control B like that, I will create a surface. Simple. As you can see here, we have a triangle, and here we have a 5 dot. So it's an n-gon that we did create. But really, for the workflow that we will use, it's not a problem at all. And we will just make an extrusion on top, scale it. Whoopla. A little too fast. Yeah, here we will scale it down, make a G again, extrude again, scale it down again. It's really to follow the global shape of it. It's not to make all the little details. So it's really to make something quick. Okay, good. And then when you have this, we are ready to make something on top. We will select this entire space over there, and we will make S without proportional editing. We'll make SX0, and like that it will be totally flat. And so with this selection, we can just use now the M to remove the doubles by distance, and we will remove 5 vertices over there. And we will make exactly the same technique for the 4 parts that we have to model. Okay, so here, this dot over there, I come back to it with proportional editing again, go well into this place, perfect. So maybe I will go there, I don't know if yeah, maybe I will take this part like that, or this part like that, yeah, maybe more this one. Okay, from here to there, Control B to create the shape that you need, okay? And then after, without proportional editing, you have the shortcut with O, and I will just extrude, scale, G, and extrude, and scale again, come back with proportional editing to manage a little the global shape of it, just like so, to follow from far the shape that we will want to create. Okay, so it's okay if we have really these empty parts when you look at it into edit mode. I mean, all these empty parts after, for sure the best is to not be too far, and if you be a little closer, maybe might help, but it's not really mandatory actually with the technique that we will use. Okay, good. So now again, I come back here, I select all of it here, and without the proportional editing, SX0 and M to remove by distance over there, and I continue this workflow. So I will come from here to there, Control B to create the surface that I want to extrude. It's enough. And now you can come back here if you want really to change the value that you did use. And I will extrude again and scale it down, and G, okay, and extrude again and scale it down, and G again, Okay, that's good. Now we will just like this, with a few clicks, make follow the shape as much as we can with what we have. And again, I will select the last vertices. I did extrude here and make a SX0 and Control and M, sorry, by distance to remove the vertices that I need. Again, I will do the same here. So maybe the best is to move that one over there a little. Okay, and move that one over there. Good. So now from here to there, make Control B to create a little something to extrude. And now we can extrude just one extrusion for this one will be enough. Okay, without the proportional editing again. Okay, we can just follow the shape like this. Will be good. We have what we want. I select now this part with C and SX0 to make it a line, and now I make M with the merge tool by distance, and I have what I want. So now what we have is a fish. If I come back here without the reference, come back, and I will rename my circle here, it will be face. Okay, and over there, okay, we have what we want. Now I would like to go back here into solid view. Two things that you have always to do when you finish to model something: you have to rename it. It's a good habit to take, and you have to make two operations. You select everything, you make Shift N to recalculate the normals. So if you don't know what I talk about, I really recommend you to go into my full training. I will make the link. I will put the link on the under the video, but it's really important to recalculate that to avoid mistakes into shading artifacts and things like that. And after, you have to remove all the doubles too. It's for the same reasons. So remove all the doubles. It's with M by distance. So if you made a mistake of extrusion, a double extrusion or something, and that you have doubles somewhere, it will remove the double vertices. So that's it for the modeling of this fish. Now into object mode, I will come back into object mode. We don't want these faces to appear into our render, so we will use the shade smooth. And you can see that now into the fine parts, it creates kind of strange artifacts here. It's because we have a very strong angle over there. And to avoid that, you can go here into the setting of the object, to loop over there into the normals and enable auto smooth. Now we have smoothing by angle, and you can see that if it goes over 30 degrees, it will not make the smoothing. So what I will do, I will just increase here the level of the smooth here, and I think that with, yeah, something like 38, for me at least, it sounds good, and we will have something good to play with. So that's it for this video. Now we have a fish, we have our base fish, sea base, and we can use that to make a nice shader and make UV texturing. The next video will be about that, about UV mapping. So and using the texture that we did use as reference to create a nice shader to our sea base. That's it. See you into the next video.